All right, we are back again for this Tuesday, May 2nd, 2023. Before we get started, if you like these videos, you like these recaps, or you enjoy the morning show, please go ahead and hit that like button, the thumbs up button. Also, please subscribe. All of that is going to help me know that you want me to continue on to do these videos. Also, it does help the logo, so if you can do that, I certainly would appreciate it. All right, so what did we do today? Well, you saw me take a short on the mini NASDAQ, and I also took a short on the E-mini S&P 500, traded a little bit of euro. Chart here is going to be of the mini NASDAQ, but made a little bit of money on the euro, on the euro US, made a little bit of money on the E-mini S&P. Okay, and so let's look at the NASDAQ chart. Now, one of the things about trading indices, folks, is you want to make sure you give the indices plenty of room, all right? Because there's a lot of volatility. I think a lot of people make the mistake when they trade an indice is they put their stops are way too tight, all right? You got to give the market room to move, all right? The other thing is you got to be able to trust in whatever your process is or method that you're using, okay? Once again, you remember that I'm just using patterns. I have a couple patterns. In this case, this was an HF1 short. And I also have Einstein to give me my levels. In other words, where it has the highest probability of going in terms of movement. All right. So anyway, went ahead and sold this morning. It was around 8:33. Took the first short. I did have a stop up here, never got close to the stop. I did have an add-on short here. I did not add on to the short position. I could have. I did not. All of these trades that I put on does give me a level to add on if I want to go ahead and add on. In this case, I did not add on the mini NASDAQ. Let's see. I was in this trade for, I think, quite a while. Yeah, I didn't get out until 10:12, 10:13, something like that. It did finally hit my profit targets. I went ahead and I did take my profit. I was not going for any additional targets on this. All right, so I went with my first target. Out of that, ended up $810 overall for the three. Didn't trade light. You can see I traded pretty light here, not only on the E-mini, but also on the euro. All right, so let's go ahead and let's take a look at how we did it on our stocks today. All right, so let's take a look at this loss. Oh, this was really a loss that I could have avoided. LXEH. Okay, so I had an HF2 buy coming in. I came in around, I think it was like 919. Didn't come in here. Came around 919. Was an HF2 buy. I did have 1, 2, 3. I had 4 levels here. On the upside, problem is once I got into it shortly thereafter, and these are 1 minute, this is a 1 minute chart, it halted to the upside. And I thought, all right, here we go. This thing's gonna go parabolic. And then it halted again. And then I think it halted one more time. That's when I should have gotten out. I did not. I did have an opportunity, and then it started halting. It started going down, and it halted on the downside. And I was stuck. There was not a darn thing I can do about it. You had a halt here, you had a halt here, you had a halt here. And I finally, when it started coming back down and hit my entry price, it was just wiggling around here for a while. Wasn't going anywhere. I was hoping that it was going to spike one more time and fill up these gaps. It did not. I ended up getting out slightly below my entry. I did have approximately, I think it was about $900 profit. What a shame. And then they let it all go back down and then actually end up, losing $500 on this trade. Just a big mistake. JDST now. I am still in JDST. I wanted to hold this overnight, so I have a really small position on JDST, 600, and I am holding that overnight to go long. So be watching that, possibly get out in the morning. If for some reason it starts to fail, I will just go ahead and get out of that. LEJU, man, I am so glad that I did not hold this because it did the same thing as LXEH, and I would have held this because this also was going halts on the upside. But I ended up getting out early before the halts, and I got bad slippage. Ended up losing $5, which is not bad, but nonetheless, the bid and the ask, the spread there was not favorable for me. So anyway, took a loss on that. And yeah, I really thought LXEH, and particularly after hitting 4 levels. I mean, I should have gotten out, but I didn't, because I was really hoping for that big parabolic move. You know, you hit those parabolic moves, man, you can really clean up. Unfortunately, it didn't hold. And this was a Chinese stock, too, so I really thought it was going to take off. But it is what it is. I'll show you the one trade where I did make some money, and that was on RVPH. All right, so RVPH, pretty much textbook on this trade. Had an HF3 buy. Came in a little bit after 12:30 Eastern time. I had a couple levels up here. Had a third level here, which is where I actually took profit on this. It was pretty thin coming into it, but then I could see, when on Bookmap, I could see that there was a lot of buying coming in on it, and I didn't see a whole lot of selling going on above the price. Once we hit this third level, when we pulled back and went back up, finally hit my target, I went ahead and get out. I wasn't going to ride this. I really didn't feel it was going to go parabolic. In fact, I never even really checked it. Yeah, I mean, it went a lot higher. Anyway, still did the right thing by getting out and not doing what I did with LXEH. But, you know, sometimes you're going to make calls like that. And, you know, sometimes you're going to catch these huge moves. But, you know, 9 times out of 10, when you go through 3 levels, that's kind of always my takeaway. If I go through 3 levels, then it's pretty much time to get out. All right. And so that's what I did in this case. I did play this right, but still, the net of it is I still lost overall. And I really thought LXEH, I really thought that was going to go parabolic. But hey, it is what it is. So nonetheless, that's it for stocks. Now, tomorrow, there should be a really big report coming out tomorrow, so be looking at that. We'll look at that in the morning, and we'll talk about it a little bit before the report. But besides that, that's going to wrap it up. So hopefully see everybody first thing in the morning, 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. I'm sorry, 9 a.m. Eastern time. I'm Central, so it's going to be 8 a.m. for me. See you then.